a bit to cover the YouTube's treachery. I think you have a point with women being communists since it's a natural system for families and small communities. Ever consider Jews are the only stable matriarchy? This is very true. They only inherit their religion through mothers, makes the lack of logos and upside down look like a massive shit test. Also explains why they constantly hook up with other nations, legally bashing them for resources. That's mind-blowingly smart. That's mind-blowingly smart. Jews are a maternal order. It's passed through the mother. So when you let them, they're always poking at you to see if you're a strong nation. That's why I'm not even mad at the Jews. I'm mad at America. It's like they're like, you want the pornos? You want the free money? You want the heroin? You want the war? And normally we'd be like, get out of here. Come on, know your place. That's genius, what that guy just said. And so it's a shit test. It's like what women do to men all the time when they like poke at you to see if you're strong or not. And so that's why, like a woman, Israel will cozy up to rich nations and either bleed them dry or be a fun companion. That's so true, it's insane. Wow. Wow. Dude, that just blew my mind because Judaism is by design a matriarchy. It's by the mother. They say, oh, I'm part Jewish. The mother or the father. It's the mother. And then everyone knows Jewish mothers are tyrants. You know, they're just like, eh. And so what they're doing is testing your strength. That's why, oddly, I'm not mad at the Jews. I'm mad at our own nation for agreeing to letting them put tits in movies and letting, smuggling tits in, as E. Michael Jones said, and then the wars. It really was a test to see if we are still strong. And we failed it. That's why we have to rebuild. The boomers, man, that's the baby boomers literally failed the shit test that the Jews gave them. Unbelievably profound. Because just hating a group of people isn't profound to me. It's too easy. It's too easy just to be like, this nigger stole my bike. Why did he steal your bike? What does it have to do with the welfare state? They are mama's boys. Oh my God. They're insufferable. The Jewish men are just like, their moms can just be like, Jacob, get inside. It's like, okay, I got to finish my scam later. Unreal. I'll just let him bark. If you guys don't care, I don't care. Man, I gotta remember that guy. That guy just blew my mind. Whoa. His name was David. Marcel. Hey, Big Brad, I'd love to see you do a show in Germany, but sadly you would go to jail if you do your Jew jokes here. Keep up the good work. Greetings from Cologne, Germany. Marcel. I'd love to, and I would end up in jail because, like, when I did, I went to Canada and did those jokes. I went right at trans. I called Trudeau a sodomite. Like, I'm not going to cuck in a nation. I'd still do it. I'd go to jail in Germany. I'd like to see them arrest me for saying that it wasn't 6 million Jews. It was 9 gay guys who died in a rollerblading accident. Oh, my bad. It was 1 billion Jews. I would love to see them argue that in court. As I just sat back. Amy had let me take a year. Amy had given me a year. She doesn't want me like in prison for a long period of time. But if I was like, baby, I'm going to be gone for a year. I have to prove that the Germans are retarded. Like, Germany has no free speech? No, not even close. Not to mention the Zohar and Talmud specialize in wizardry wordsmithing. It's you know how stupid women are all into astrology? Dude, Judaism just is astrology. It's astrology with nuclear bombs. It's like, well, according to, I'm a Gemini, but a Zohar. Dude, it's a female religion. That's why if you treat Israel, if you keep them in the place, it's a fun relationship. Where it's like, no, we don't fight your wars. We don't watch your pornos. Shut up, Israel. Israel's like, oh, you're so strong. I'm so turned on. I'm dead serious. That's why they're having such a hard time with Muzzies. Muzzies are like, we will cut your clit off. And the Jews are like, no way. Guys, this is why these streams are so important to me personally. That's a mind-blowing concept. If you view Judaism for what it is, and that's female, I don't hate women. Obviously, I don't hate women. They want to see how far they can take you, and if a nation has to be male, it has to be like, no, no. And if you treat Israel right, if you're just like, Israel, we're not fighting your wars, we're not watching your pornos, we're not taking your opioids, you just relax, they'd get turned on. They'd be like, he's strong again, that's great. Oh, but we'll poke at him. Zohar Talmud Astrology. If you look at any of those books, it's like, on the 4th day of the 9th sunset, mind-blowing. They're women. Because women like when you speak the truth and you're a strong man. They like that. So like, I'm like, Jews need to stop pumping us with pornos and wars. And there's a lot of Jews that are like, yeah, that dude gets it. Oh. And Shapiro, just a whore. He's a slut. He's just a dirty whore because he's scared I'm going to out him as a whore because he takes money for his Judaism. Wow, dude, that's mind-blowing. That just puts so many pieces together. It's like you just have to treat them like women. And women do not respect when you go down the paths that they know are bad. They don't. It's like women are always trying to get you to fight people for them. You ever notice that? It's like, no way. This guy, let's get him to fight. Yeah, it's called Afghanistan. Say no to him and be like, no, get in the car. Get in the car. Did this just create world peace? Oh man. That's why the Jews like Trump. Because Trump is a man. Granted, I do think he's been bought out by the Jews. I think Jews have gold. They're like, I'll give you gold. I'll give you all this gold. And dudes eventually are just like, fine, Afghanistan. Guys like Bolton and McCain are just like, whatever, I want to do it. My mind is blown. Ben Shapiro has a 148 IQ. That's hysterical. For those of you that don't know the inside joke, someone just added one to mine. Doesn't matter. It was the wrong move. And someone should have been like, no, Israel, no. No. Saddam Hussein, you take him out strategically, that's a bad move for Israel. It's a bad move because now Iran doesn't have the enemy. Now Iran can form an alliance with Russia. Russia can form an alliance with Syria. They can get a warm water port in the Balkans. And now you have a united Asia. And no, we're not going to go lose a bunch more people to make sure that you have to. Well, so then you take out Iran. All these unintended consequences that you can't expect, women do it all the time. Where it's like, oh, I'm not going to talk to Tanya anymore and Tina. God, it's so true. Jews are women. They're all women. Israel needs to make us a sandwich. So true, Weston. Israel is passive-aggressively controlling us. I know. That's why they're obsessed with muzzies. That's why Jews are obsessed with Muslims. Because Muslims are like, we'll cut you off your clit. And they're like, oh, no way. I hate you, but that's crazy. Control freaks? Yeah. Have you met a woman? Have you met any woman? Women are small, Israel, and they're less capable of defending themselves. So they use stronger things to defend them, and then they need all control because if they're out of control, someone could just go like this. This is so true. It's mind-blowing. This could literally make world peace. Everyone just has to realize that Israel is female. You don't just go, okay, whatever you want, baby. We'll go shopping for our dollar, for fiat. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll fight that guy even though he didn't do anything just because you're upset. So they're like, yeah, I'll just say whatever just to get through this. No, you say the truth. I've made scenes with Amy when we were first dating. I've made scenes publicly. If someone's shit testing me, like poking me, I'll be like, yeah, no, we'll do it right now in front of everybody. It's like, yeah, but this is Christmas. I will overturn Christmas. You want to know what that does? Retains order. Because they're always shit testing like, okay, so what's more important? Your logos or how people view you publicly. I'm like, I don't care. Now that we have kids, not the same. But fortunately, we went through all that shit. Now with kids, you have a duty. And then here's the thing that happens to women. Now that I control myself around children because they're innocent and don't need daddy's fire, she respects that even more. Because if I was just a maniac and you just got a little kid and I'm like, I will make a scene anywhere, that's weakness. That's not good logos. So back in the day when it was like, okay, I'm gonna, Amy, dude, all women, you know how great Amy is, right? You know how great Amy is. She's sweet. All women shit test you. They poke. They see if like they can use, an event or a car ride or when you're depressed or like when you're down. They want to see if they can get you, right? No. And so there's been times when we're first dating, when she would do that, I'm like, no, let's talk about it right now. It's like, don't talk loudly. We're at your rap party. And I'm like, I don't give a where we are. Did you seriously just compare me to my dad when you know, like, dude, because I'm like, you will not do that ever. Doesn't matter where. And now that we have kids, she's a very kind woman and would never do that with kids. But like the fact I don't do that is another sign of strength. And so we have to do that with Israel is my bottom line. It's like when they're like, oh, well, if we will call you bigot, racist, homophobe unless you attack and genocide this country. Just be like, fine, call me that. Call me bigot, racist, homophobe. Call me transphobe because I won't inject your Israeli hormones into an 8-year-old. Fine, do it online. They'd be like, okay, you passed. But no, we keep failing. Weapons of mass destruction. All the information says no, but I say yes. Everyone's like, just make them happy. They have Google, they have Facebook. We don't want the thumbs downs. And they're like, meanwhile, we're just slaughtering people. You found the solution for Israel. It truly is. It truly is. The final solution for Israel, the final Jewish question solution is not harming Jews. It's understanding that they're women. Treat them like women. They're going to poke you and say, you want to watch the pornos? Say no. Because when I was alone, I could get chiseled because I would control all the food in my home. And then she would bring in ice cream and I would eat it. And then I would blame her. And then I realized that it was a shit test about my own will. Where I'd be like, you're bringing in ice cream and all this. That's why I'm fat. And she had no respect for me when I did that. None. She'd look at me like, you fat. And then I realized that it was a shit test. It was like, you have to not eat the ice cream even if I bring it in here. So great. We figured out Israel tonight. Do you understand how insane that is? It's unreal. And it's like, is Amy Jewish? No, she's a white Latina. She's white, Hispanic-ish, and Norwegian and English. The founders of America were white guys. Someone just said, someone just wrote for no reason, is Owen gay?